Hello my friends, this is Regular Slasher and thank you for watching my videos as usual. Yeah. In this clip, I would like to share to you what I have learned so far in the world of the Kenjutsu or Japanese swordsmanship. And in fact, this is one of the most basic maneuvers that every swordsman or every Japanese swordsperson who wants to learn the foundations without all of those dojo politics or the hoops that you need to encounter during the phase of your Kenjutsu life. Without further delay, let me give to you the most important thing in important basic skill in the Japanese swordsmanship, which is the gripping of the sword handle properly. Yeah. So for this to be done, I would like to demonstrate it to you actually by picking up one of those weapons in my arsenal, and I want to choose the biggest above, which is the Sumuri Bokken, and it has been with me for about 5 to 6 years ago, and up till now it has no issues because I haven't bashed it against any object or against anything or anyone. As long as you're not doing that, if you happen to own one of these also, I don't think you'll be having problems with it, so best of luck. Yeah. Let me pick it up. Wait a minute. Alright, as you can see, this Sumuri Bokken is twice as thick and twice as heavy as my regular Bokken, because it is meant not to impress others by how heavy you can wield something, but it's also a good training tool and a way to measure your human limit by actually holding how heavy you can handle anything by looking at this. Look, as comparison with my Bokken, look at the handle, it's about as thin, and then twice. I hope you can see that, although in the handle part there are both almost as big, but when being tapered around, let me get that around. When being drawn, it remains thinly tapered, evenly tapered, just like a regular katana blade, but the Sumuri Bokken is twice as big, so therefore twice the weight, twice the limit, and twice the fun. Yeah. Okay, let me put that away for a moment and see how it goes. Okay, here goes. When holding the katana sword for the first time, you would want to locate the tsukagashira, which is here, the end of the sword handle, and just about an inch or so up to the tsukagashira, so leave an inch. This is where you want to put your pinky finger. So in actuality, when holding a katana blade, this is usually correct me if I'm wrong by the way, this is the tsukamaki or makidome. Yes, makidome, where in the katana blade you have this, the handle is usually tied by a string. It's called what's this, tsukaito, correct me if I'm wrong again, and then it is wrapped stylishly until it reaches an end, which is the makidome. So you want to put your pinky finger around it like so. So if this is the top view of the blade, you want to put your pinky finger like so, and then take note of the sequence because you want to go with the left pinky finger, and then the ring, and then the middle, and then the index, and then the thumb. Alright, you want to take note of that sequence again because it's very essential, because the reason why it is in the order of strength in terms of the finger grip, because you want to keep this in mind, by the way, that the strongest finger of your hand is the left pinky finger actually. Alright, that's it for now. So just like an accordion, you want to put your pinky, then the ring, and then the middle finger, the index, and then the thumb. Alright, and as a result, you create a V. See that? Let me put it to you closer. You see that? So there should be an imaginary center line running behind it, so that when you handle the blade, it should leave an V taper with an imaginary center line above it. So in order for you to remember with the aid of the muscle memory, you want to hold it, retain this position for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you also get to feel the weight of the weapon itself like so. It actually trains your forearms in a weird way. It gets painful, or it gets sore actually if you do this, especially in an hour or two. Then the next day you take a rest and whatnot, and then the next day you get forearms as hard as hell. Yeah. So now we're done with the left hand part. We go on with the right hand part. Yeah. The right hand part is just the same as the left hand part, where you want to go with a sequence of the pinky, ring, middle, index, and thumb. And if there's a hand guard over it, you want to put closer to the hand guard. And just like the same, similarly to the left hand, you should have formed like a V in between with an imaginary line on top. Let me arrange it for you in another angle so that it would be easy to understand. And if there's a hand guard over it, it should cover. Alright, yeah. So now that you have held the katana sword in both hands, so my position is kind of awkward today because I don't have enough headroom, but this is the way you hold katana sword. So if you want me to move in another position, it should more or less look like this. So the tip should point to the other person's throat, or between the eyes, or depending on the recommendation of your sensei. But it is strongly recommended that you have a good grip on the weapon first before doing anything else, like so. Yeah. Okay, here's for you to be closer. Here's the grip. Let me repeat that for you. Pinky, ring, middle, index, and thumb with the imaginary V to the V on it, and then with an imaginary center line running through the handle, the same as with the right. Pink, ring, middle, index, the thumb, and then do that. The common mistake that I saw is that people tend to grip the sword like this, in a very hard way. You see the seams, like that, and same, or this one, whereas it not only it makes you look awkward, but it also makes your technique very limited. And oh yes, by the way, before I forget, the way you hold the sword is not too tight and not too light. Instead, in fact, you want to hold the weapon as if you are holding an egg, that you are too careful not to crush, and you are also careful not to let the egg fall off to the floor, just like so. It's like a feather grip, alright? So you want to keep it in mind. Yeah. So with that being said, I wish you best of luck in your journey to your Japanese swordsmanship, and of course, as usual, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and especially if look, let me sit down for a moment and then that. And that concludes our lesson for today. Yeah, that's it, my friends. And if you like what you just saw, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And especially if you click the notification bell, you'll be the very first person to know that I have uploaded some new information in the form of this video, so that it could be hopefully helpful for you in the future. Yeah. This is Regular Slasher signing off. Thank you, much love, and どうもありがとうございました。Yeah. And cut.